Hey, what's up guys? It's Wes, and in this video we're going to talk about amortization, what it means, and how choosing the correct amortization when you're getting your mortgage to allow you to free up cash flow to make other investments to grow wealth. Okay, so amortization. Amortization. Is that two M's or one M? I never figured. Right, so an amortization in your mortgage is essentially the length of time that you have to pay this loan back. So when the mortgage company gives you a mortgage and they say it's a 25-year amortization, that means you have 25 years to pay it back. Mortgages are amortized over 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, in some cases 40 years. Did he say 40 years? That's a long time. If you have 25 years to pay it back, it means they're going to break that down into 300 monthly payments, and you're going to pay that back within 25 years. Some people believe that having an amortization of 20 years is better than having an amortization of 30 years. Well, yes, your mortgage is paid off 10 years sooner. Your payment is that much higher. I subscribe to the theory that I prefer to have my mortgages over 30 years, 40 years, heck, 100 years if I could. That's a really long time. I'm not saying that I'm going to pay that mortgage off in 100 years. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is I want my monthly obligation to be as low as humanly possible. So for me, I'd rather have the option of having more money in my pocket on a monthly basis to go invest in other property. I would stretch it as long as I could, as long as you took the extra money and used it for investment purposes and not Las Vegas, which would also be pretty rad. So if I could have a 30-year amortization, that means I have 30 years to pay this mortgage back. So my payment is going to be much smaller than if I only had 20 years to pay it back. Here's a little tip for you as well, for those who say that 30 years amortization is a bad idea. You can always pay more. You cannot pay less. So if your monthly mortgage payment is $2,000, you're paying $2,000 no matter what. No ifs, ands, or buts. However, if I amortize it over 30 years and it was $1,500, my minimum obligation, if I lost my job or got a separation or there was a death in the family or whatever turn of events may happen where I can't pay as much as I thought I could, I only have to pay $1,500. I'm not going to lose the house. However, I can take a $1,500 payment and pay $2,000. I can drop, in most cases, you can put 20% a month or at least 20% a year on your mortgage. So if I get a 30-year amortization, I can still pay that back in 5 years if I want to. I just have to pay more. Just like if I took a 25-year amortization or a 20-year amortization, I would have to pay more. So I find out what those payments should be, take the 30-year, have my low monthly obligation, and I can set myself a payment where I'm paying more every single month and I'm paying it down faster. But what it allows me to do is if I wanted to go and get another mortgage, my application looks that much better because my mortgage payment is so low. If I have a fixed mortgage payment that's extremely high, it's going to be very hard for me to get more property or to get a loan of any kind. So to have the lowest monthly obligation allows you options. Options are what you're looking for. The amortization is just the length of time that you can pay it back. So keep in mind, the goal here is to build wealth. So while the amortization itself is not going to build you wealth, the length of it allowing you to have a smaller monthly payment while your mortgage interest rate is so incredibly low, it's almost free money. That's when you want to be able to take advantage of the situation. If your rate is much, much higher, 5%, it's not going to be as advantageous to extend your amortization. However, when your rate is 2.5% like they are right now, by not putting that extra $500 a month on your house, it's like getting a loan of 2.5%, that $500 at 2.5%. You now take that $500 and invest somewhere else. It can be stocks. It can be real estate. It can be anywhere you believe you can get a higher yield than 2.5%. Okay, so here's an example. A mortgage of $400,000, amortized over 25 years, your payment is $1,791 per month. Now compare that to the same amount over a 30-year amortization, and your payment is only $1,577 per month. That's a difference of $214 per month. Okay, so $214 per month may not sound like a lot of money, but at the end of 1 year's time, you'll have $2,568. If you were putting that money away and earning an interest of just 6%, you would have earned $154 off of that money. Now, you did borrow that money at 2.5%, But your net is that you earned $90 off the bank's money. $90 is not a lot of money. However, if you took that $214 that you were saving and put into a registered account, like a registered retirement savings plan, you'll be able to take that $25.68 that you saved, that you put into that account, and write it off of your income at the end of the year, saving you around $900. That's just one small example on how to utilize the amortization to your benefit. You can use that $214 to go towards a new rental property you just bought. Or use that monthly money to pay down those high interest rate credit cards, saving you even more money. Banks have been doing this to us for years and years and years. You put your money into the bank, they give you 0.1, 0.2% on your money, and take your funds and lend it to somebody else at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10%. So all you're doing is becoming your own bank of sorts by taking their money at 2.5 and giving to somebody else at 5, right? It's a simple technique. It's a simple tool, all because you strategized early when you got your mortgage and extended the amortization to allow yourself the opportunity and the options to invest elsewhere. And that's the goal, is to be able to utilize those funds. And again, we're not talking about Vegas, although again, would be amazing. But that's not the point. The point is to extend it to be able to have more options. If you can't find yourself an option to get a higher yield of return on that 2.5%, then by all means, pay off the mortgage faster, because you can always pay more. And so while I'm not encouraging everybody to take the longest amortization possible so that they can have a mortgage hanging over their heads for the rest of their lives, I'm saying be smart. When you're choosing your amortization, be sure to understand what your goals are ahead of time. So if your plan is to acquire more property, or if your plan is to even just build wealth by buying stocks, by buying other investments, this is going to allow you to free up that cash flow on a monthly basis. Listen guys, I hope that gave you some value. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe for more videos like this one about real estate investing, and all things mortgages. I'll talk to you soon.